Heya, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be jumping into episode 5 of Chernobyl. Okay, so about to jump into the final episode of this, and I'm not sure I'm ready. The last episode was a lot, obviously. I mean, I don't think I have to go into why it was a lot, but like I did say in the very brief recap I did for that episode, it wasn't just the fact that the animals were getting shot, because I do understand that it was probably a mercy, considering how they would die through radiation sickness and stuff. But I think the thing that got me was how, I mean the dogs especially, but obviously sort of any domestic animal, how they were seeing the men and running up to them, expecting food or love or whatever, and that was the bit that absolutely killed me. And it's going to make me cry now thinking about it, so we're not going to dwell on that. But then obviously as well, on top of that, we had, I can't remember the name, I can't remember her name, but the wife of the firefighter, we found out that she had a little girl. I think it was a little girl anyway, it doesn't matter. She had a baby and it died 4 hours later because it had absorbed all of the radiation. It's just like, so I wasn't clear on whether that means that she is fine because the baby literally absorbed all of it, which as the mother, that's not going to be a consolation. Good grief. Absolutely horrendous. But yeah, I want to watch this last episode because I want to find out how it wraps up, but to say I'm looking forward to it is probably not quite accurate, but yeah, I think I should probably just jump into this and see how it concludes. But anyway, before I do, just a quick reminder that if you did want to check out the full-length reaction, you can find the link to my Patreon in the description below. You'll find the full links over there for literally everything I've got on the channel, so if that's something that interests you, go check it out. Otherwise, let's jump into this. This is Chernobyl, episode 5. Oh, is this before? Well, I've just twigged, because of course, yeah, because there's nobody there now, is there? I didn't recognise anybody until that guy. And there he is. Although, learning what we learned in the last episode, it seems that it probably wasn't his fault. Even though, yeah. Oh! 12 hours before.
This little problem we have with the safety test, if it's completed successfully, yes, I think promotion's very likely.
I did not see this coming.
With your approval, we're ready to continue lowering power to...
You have to wait. I've just had a call from the grid controller in Kiev. He says we can't lower power any further, not for another 10 hours. It's the end of the month. All the productivity quotas. Everyone's working overtime, the factories need power, someone's pushing down from above. Not that we'll ever know who. So do we have to scrap it or what?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my...
Running half power, we're not going to have stability issues.
No, I should think...
I'm not asking you.
It's safe. We'll maintain at 1600. I'll go home, get some sleep, come back tonight. We'll proceed then. I'll personally supervise the test.
Right, okay.
Call me when it's done.
Hello?
How do you feel? You went to the doctor yesterday. How is your health?
You don't know?
From Vienna. It says, at last a Soviet scientist who tells the truth. Turns out you're quite good at this.
At what? Lying.
The West is now satisfied that Chernobyl was solely the result of operator error, which it essentially was.
Essentially.
Hero of the Soviet Union.
Our highest honor. And these rewards are not yours yet. First, your testimony at the trial.
Comrade Jakov,
You gave us assurances. The reactors would be made safe.
Right.
First, the trial. Once it's over, we will have our villains, we will have our hero, we will have our truth.
Yeah, but they won't though, will they? Because that'll be admitting fault. Oh. Jesus. It's funny how I've never seen this guy in anything and I'm suddenly watching him in both Chernobyl and The Expanse.
I'm not here to scold you. I know how the world works.
Chokov is saying they're going to fix the reactors after the trial.
Do you believe him?
No.
The state will never willingly fix the reactors because acknowledging the problem means admitting that they lied. They will have to be forced. At the trial, you're going to tell the truth.
It's a show trial.
The Central Committee have invited members of the scientific community to observe the trial. Our colleagues.
And you think that these scientists, handpicked to witness a show trial, will somehow be stirred into action by me?
Yes. You're Valery Legasov, and you mean something. I'd like to think that if I spoke out, it would be enough. But I know how the world works.
They will shoot me.
All in these books. These are the ones who are still alive. These are the ones who are dead. They died rescuing each other. They didn't hesitate. They didn't waver. They simply did what had to be done.
So have I. I went willingly to an open reactor. So I've already given my life. Isn't that enough?
No, I'm sorry, but it is not.
Jesus. It's really a good idea for people to be here.
This session of court is now open. Comrade Judge Milan Kadnikov presiding. Indictments: Viktor Brukhanov, Anatoly Dyatlov, Nikolai Fomin. Resulting in a nuclear disaster on April 26, 1986.
It began with, of all things, a safety test. Plant director Viktor Brukhanov signed this document, certifying the completion of the construction of the reactor. But the work was not finished.
Oh?
In order to sign this certificate, all safety tests had to have been successfully completed.
So is this all true then?
The reactor is placed in a reduced power mode, 700 megawatts, to simulate a blackout condition. Then the turbines are turned off, their electrical output is measured to see if it's enough to power the pumps. But a test is only as good as the men carrying it out.
Right, okay.
The first time they tried, they failed. The second time they tried, they failed. The fourth time they tried was April 26, 1986.
Okay. It wasn't really their fault. Because of the thing that they know the fault with the reactor. That type of reactor, I mean.
To understand what happened that night, we have to go back 10 hours earlier. By 2 in the afternoon, the reactor has been lowered by half to 1600 megawatts and is stable and ready to be reduced to its final output level for the test, 700 megawatts. Before they can proceed, power grid officials in Kiev say that they cannot afford a further reduction in electricity until after midnight.
Right. This is what we saw.
Competent management would have insisted on cancelling the test. These 3 men allowed it to proceed. At midnight, there is a shift change.
Right.
Sasha. You know the test they're supposed to run? Couldn't do it on the day shift, so they've given it to us. Dyatlov is going to be supervising.
I have to do something I've never done before with Dyatlov looking over my shoulder.
Oh, don't worry. We'll do it together.
Oh, God.
Look at the instructions now.
Are we supposed to do those or not?
Yes, in the program there's instructions of what to do, and then, well, there's a lot of things crossed out. What should I? Are you sure?
That's ridiculous.
He says to follow the crossed out instructions.
So then why are they crossed out?
Yeah. So this guy was always a dick.
Is it too much to ask that you all know what you're doing?
Well, yes, absolutely.
Kirschenbaum?
I haven't reviewed it. We only just found out
There, review it. Or you can just do what I tell you.
Right, yeah, he's a dick. I mean, I knew that anyway, because me, first episode. Pretty much every time he's on the screen.
Topped and off. Reduce power to 700.
I've never done this with the power so low before. It's okay, I'm with you.
I want you to think of Yuri Gagarin. I want you to imagine that he has been told nothing of his mission into space until the moment that he is on the launch pad. All he has is a list of instructions that he has never seen before, some of which have been crossed out. This is exactly what was happening in the control room of Reactor 4. The night shift had not been trained to perform the experiment. They hadn't even been warned it was happening. The operator responsible for controlling and stabilizing the reactor that night was all of 25 years old. And his total experience on the job, 4 months. But inside the reactor core, something far more dangerous is forming. A poison.
Comrade Legasov.
God.
You don't need to be a nuclear scientist to understand what happened at Chernobyl. You only need to know this. There are essentially two things that happen inside a nuclear reactor. The reactivity which generates power either goes up or it goes down. All the operators do is maintain balance. As uranium atoms split apart and collide, reactivity goes up. If you don't balance the reactivity, it never stops rising. So, boron control rods.
Right.
They reduce reactivity. The more steam present within the system, the higher the reactivity, which means more heat, which means more steam. It would appear we have a vicious cycle on our hands. We would, were it not the negative temperature coefficient. This is the invisible dance that powers entire cities without smoke or flame. It is beautiful when things are normal. Xenon reduces reactivity. This is the poison Comrade Pamyat mentioned. When the core is running at full power, it burns the xenon away before it can cause a problem.
Right.
Chernobyl Reactor 4 has been held at half power for 10 hours. The xenon did not burn away. We're starting to lose balance. If you can't understand how a stalled nuclear reactor could lead to an explosion, I don't blame you. You don't work in the control room of a nuclear power plant. As it turned out, the men who didn't understand it either.
Jesus.
Easy now. Take it down. Good.
Should have finished by now.
We're following protocol for reduction rate.
You're procrastinating.
Keep working, you're doing fine.
Kirschenbaum, come get me when these old women are ready.
Supervising. Good job. Well done. Oh dear.
Ease it down to 700. Whoa, 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 slow.
That's jumping.
I didn't move any rods there.
Oh, it.
I'm not even touching it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We did everything right. I think that maybe the core is poisoned. Well, if you thought the core was poisoned, then you didn't do everything right because you're choking my reactor. Get it back up!
LAC disabled, global control activated.
Oh.
What did you do? I did what you said, I switched...
Look at it!
I don't understand.
Fucking amateurs, you stalled the reactor. What are you doing?
We have to shut all the way down.
No.
We could be in a xenon pit.
No, we're doing the test tonight. Raise power to 700.
F***ing hell.
Comrade Diatlov, I apologize, but what you're saying makes no sense.
Raise the power.
No. I won't do it. It isn't safe.
That's how long I've done this job. 25 years. Is that longer than you, Akimov? You with your mother's tit barely out your mouth?
So why are you making him do the f***ing test then?
You won't work anywhere ever again, I'll see to it. Raise the power.
I would like you to record your command.
Raise the power.
What a f***ing piece of shit.
I wasn't even there. I wasn't in the room when they raised the power.
What a lying f***.
If you weren't in the room, then where were you?
The toilet.
The toilet. Comrade Pamyat interviewed everyone who was in the control room that night. They all told the same story. No, Comrade Dyatlov, you were in the room. You ordered them to raise the power. This is a fact.
No one ever thinks it's going to happen to them. And here we are.
Well, it's time.
Maybe a year.
Jesus.
I know you told me and I believed you. But time passed and I thought it wouldn't happen to me. I wasted it all for nothing. I'm an inconsequential man, Valera. That's all I've ever been.
With you, everything we asked for. Men, material, lunar rovers. Who else could have done these things? They heard me, but they listened to you. Of all the ministers, they mistakenly sent the one good man. You were the one who mattered most. The time is 38 past midnight. At 30 megawatts, xenon is still being created, but none of it is burning away. The reactor is drowning in poison. The reactor isn't hot enough to produce sufficient steam.
Oh, God.
Do it very, very slowly over the course of 24 hours. But Dyatlov wants it done now. They begin pulling control rods out, dozens at a time.
Jesus.
There were 211 control rods in Reactor 4. Akimov and Toptonov completely withdrew 205. Control rods are the brakes on this car. But even still, the xenon poisoning is so strong, the best they can do is raise the power to 200 megawatts. The only thing keeping the reactor in check is water and xenon.
Oh, sorry. This is all we can get. It's 200 megawatts.
That's all we have, that's all we have.
But the test requires 700.
Stelyachuk, let's get ready. Switch on pump 4.
No, wait a sec.
Stelyachuk.
We have barely enough steam as it is.
Main pump 4 connected. We should warn Hodemchuk, the pipes are going to be jumping.
Never mind him. Kirschenbaum.
No.
The steam in the separator drum is too low, 5 atmospheres.
All right, let's all help him. Get it up as best you can.
This guy is a f***ing dickhead.
We should stop.
Turn that fucking thing off. You have 15 minutes.
The power was too low, the water was too high. The test was already ruined. The results would have been useless, but Dyatlov didn't care.
No.
Perevoschenko, reactor section foreman, is in the refueling hall, high above the 1,000-ton steam.
Oh my God.
Diktayenko, Hodemchuk, circulation operators are in the pump room. None of them have been told about the test. None of them know what is about to happen. Based on the absence of sufficient control rods, the computer is recommending that the reactor be shut down.
Well, of course it's saying that. It doesn't know we're running a test. Another few minutes, it'll all be over.
With every decision, they have pulled this reactor back like a slingshot. Now the test begins. The pumps are shut down, and they've let go. Uranium fuel is now unchecked by fresh coolant. The balance immediately swings in the opposite direction. In less than a second, reactivity increases. The remaining water is quickly converting to steam. Steam increases reactivity, increases heat, increases steam, increases reactivity. The remaining xenon decays away. The power is rising.
Oh my God. And I'm looking at blue and red cards, but Jesus. Very effective at getting the point across.
We have a power surge, Sasha!
What did you do?
What you said, you
In every control room of every nuclear reactor in the world, there is a button with one single purpose: will instantly shut down the reaction In Soviet reactors, that button is called AZ5. All of the control rods insert at once, and the reaction is stopped dead.
He knows something.
Comrade Yatkov.
She knows something. I know what you are, Valery Alexeyevich. You're a liar.
We've heard enough for today. Defendants will be remanded in custody. Court will...
I haven't finished.
Right.
We will resume tomorrow.
Let him finish.
Oh, wow.
Dyatlov broke every rule we have. He pushed a reactor to the brink of destruction. He did these things believing there was a failsafe, AZ5, but in the circumstances he created, there wasn't. The shutdown system had a fatal flaw. Akimov engages AZ5. The fully withdrawn control rods begin moving back into the reactor. These rods are made of boron, which reduces reactivity, but not the tips. The tips are made of graphite, which accelerates reactivity.
Why?
Why? It's cheaper. The first part of the rods that enter the core are the graphite tips. The reaction in the core, which had been rising, skyrockets. Liquid water instantly converts to steam, which expands and ruptures a series of fuel rod channels. The graphite tips are fixed in position, endlessly accelerating the reaction. 123.42.
Oh, God.
The control rod and fuel channel caps are jumping up and down. He runs to warn the control room, but there's nothing he can do to stop what is coming. 123.44 seconds. We do not know how high the power went. We only know the final reading. Reactor 4, designed to operate at 3,200 megawatts, went beyond 33,000.
God.
123.45, explosion.
Whoa.
Oxygen rushes in. It combines with hydrogen and superheated graphite. The chain of disaster is now complete.
That's where all the graphite comes out.
No one in the room that night knew the shutdown button could act as a detonator, because it was kept from them.
Comrade Legasov, you're contradicting your own testimony in Vienna.
My testimony in Vienna was a lie. Right now, there are 16 reactors in the Soviet Union with the same fatal flaw. 3 of them are still running, less than 20 kilometers away at Chernobyl.
I must warn you, you are treading on dangerous ground.
Yeah.
I've already trod on dangerous ground. We're on dangerous ground right now because of our secrets and our lies. Every lie we tell incurs a debt to the truth. Sooner or later, that debt is paid. That is how an RBMK reactor core explodes.
What's going to happen to him now, though? I mean, I know we know what happens to him because of the first episode, but... I'm assuming he's being held now. This doesn't look like a room that he's just voluntarily hanging out in. Ah, yes, here we go. Mr. KGB.
I can do anything I want with you. But what I want the most is for you to know that I know. You're not brave. You're just a dying man who forgot himself.
In a just world, I'd be shot for my lies, but not for this, not for the truth.
Scientist. And your idiot obsession with reasons. No one's getting shot like ourselves. Your testimony today will not be accepted by the state. It will not be disseminated in the press. You will live however long you have, but no duties, no authority, no friends. No one will talk to you. Lesser men will receive credit for the things you have done. Your legacy is now their legacy. You'll live long enough to see that. You will not communicate with anyone about Chernobyl ever again. You will remain so immaterial to the world around you that when you finally do die, it will be exceedingly hard to know that you ever lived at all.
If I refuse?
Why worry about something that isn't going to happen?
Why worry about something that isn't going to happen? That's perfect. They should put that on our money.
You can kind of see, well, I say kind of, you can absolutely see why he was doing what he was doing at the beginning of episode 1. And what that led to.
To be a scientist is to be naive. We are so focused on our search for truth, we fail to consider how few actually want us to find it. And this, at last, is the gift of Chernobyl. Where I once would fear the cost of truth, now I only ask, what is the cost of lies?
Wow. Suicide made it impossible for them to be ignored. Okay. God. Jesus Christ. The clothes are still reactive. Oh, she had a son. $100 out of 400 died. Oh! Shit, they survived. Well, 2 of them did. $2 billion, Jesus Christ. That's horrible. $31. I think that was a... I was gonna say, that feels like a satisfactory ending. It kind of does, but it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't for obvious reasons, but I'm glad he said what he said at the trial. It kind of wasn't a trial, but yeah. I mean, you know, like it said in the thing at the end, you know, he got the information out, and yeah, so it wasn't like a waste. Not that it was a waste anyway, because the other scientists knew, but I guess it wasn't until his death a couple of years later that anything was actually done about it. Like, once he got his recordings out. But Dyatlov, Like, I know that the reactor, or the shutdown button on the reactor didn't do what it was supposed to do. I get that. I get it wasn't Dyatlov's fault in that respect. But Jesus. I mean, I don't need to say it. I think I said literally all I needed to say about that f***ing guy during the episode. And I know people have sort of said that he was used as a scapegoat. He was the one that was blamed. But like, for all intents and purposes, it was his fault. I mean, if he was relying on a shutdown button on a fucking nuclear reactor, which I get, that's what the shutdown button is for, but like, everything leading up to that point, why was he getting somebody that didn't have any experience doing it? Why was he yelling at them? What, do you know what I mean? It's just like, everything about that. Oh yes, I'll supervise, he says as he walks out the fucking room. It's just like, if somebody that was competent was doing the supervising and doing the test, then that probably would have never happened. But, yeah. I don't know. I mean, obviously, the fact that the shutdown button doesn't work is a problem, is a massive problem, and that needed to come out. This was a really good show. Like I said before, it wasn't enjoyable, but it was good. As in, it needs to be watched by pretty much everybody, I think. I did want to say thank you to everybody that has been watching along with me. I do appreciate your views and your likes and comments. As to what is coming next week, I'm not 100% sure yet. That hasn't been decided at the point when I'm recording this. One thing I will mention though is if there is something that you do specifically want me to react to, then do leave it in the comments below, because I will add it to my list of things that get voted for over on my Patreon, so that is definitely something to do if you have something in mind. Obviously not for next week, because that's too soon, but yes, in the future. But anyway, before I fall asleep in my chair, I'm going to wrap this video up, so as always, if you've enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.